issues this morning. Cool. Yeah, I am. I actually bought more this morning to try and save my bag. But let's go live because I've got to go physio in 45 minutes, so I don't want to waste time. I'm already delayed. Let me just set up trading. Obviously, any questions, get them in. It makes it a lot easier. And we'll just discuss. So obviously, Monday now. Had a nice signal on BTC last night, already long from the 87 mark. It's getting to a very difficult point, but I would like to just see that we're just resetting momentum on Bitcoin before we can cause that pop up. That's kind of what I'm looking for. But at the same time, I'm not afraid of any drop. Like if we do go for a sweep, it's just very hard to get that at the moment with BTC. That's why we're getting more of the slow alt bleeds rather than the flushes. Is because there's not a huge sell demand, like sell side on Bitcoin spot. Because we don't have that big sell side on BTC, it makes it a lot harder to fast flush the market. So it might be that we don't get any real big flush as such in terms of alts for like a couple of weeks, but they can still slow bleed 10%, which is worse because then you end up trying to chop them because they're just slow bleed, trade them and they just chop because they're slow bleeding, and then you just lose money. So I'm kind of entertaining the likelihood of that. But overall, I think this week will be just, again, like I said, less risk. Solana started moving, which is good, because, like I said, that's like one of the best looking charts in the market at the moment. So it's just one of those that a lot of you should probably be in already, a lot lower. So it's now a scenario where we can just chill and look for this to just expand to the upside. Now we're going into the all-time high region. Once that breaks, who knows? Stop break even, yes. Became a legend in a week. No, I've been here before. Maybe there's a lot of new people, but I was here before. There is a lot of people that know me. So overall, yeah, just looking to sit in this and just let this expand into the 300s ideally. I mean, if you went long, you should have your own reasoning. You shouldn't need to exactly ask me for like assurance because, if you took a play, that should be your play, right? For now, just continuing its overall downtrend. Potentially, the best opportunity could come on a flush, which then triggers a reversal overall, depending on where BTC is, something like that. And then that leads to the expansion up. But overall, Ethereum is not trading very well. Obviously, that was a nice push. But yeah, I think I would look for something like that for like the max opportunity. And then look for overall like the ETH BTC trade to finally reverse. Maybe BTC's had a impulsive move. But again, it just depends what you're looking for. If you're scalping, it's different. You know, if you're just scalping, you know, it's different. Am I still in fog? Yes. No reason to not be in fog. What's your advice for ambitious traders that have time to spare, and what should be used to gain an edge in the market? Um, it's it's really difficult without knowing like exactly where you are, I guess, in your journey. Everyone's different. A lot of trading comes down to, in the end, your personality traits. Um, you know, if you're someone that's impulsive, um, makes irrational decisions and enters a lot of trades and things like that, then you should be putting in place things to prevent that. You know, a rule set, digest maybe all the trades that you've been taking that are losers. What's the common theme? You know, you'll probably find that a lot of it just pulls out of your personality, and then try and fix those. Or it's not even that you're going to fix them, because people are who they are, but you need to have a set of rules that go against it. Your negatives. No one's perfect, but in trading, you need to install a lot of things that go against your negative traits as a person. And often, if you're journaling or you've got a data set, then you'll often find what those flaws are. Fog, I really like fog. The issue is it's a bit of liquid. Um, that's the main issue I have with it right now. So it's like a bit worrying that it could maybe stop us out and go up like that is, but that's the game. But I think fog is a good project, and I'd expect the momentum on it to pick up soon. It's had a nice consolidation phase now, um, kind of similar to this period here. So I'm just, well, you know, if we can get that period on alts again, I'd like this to expand to the upside. Mate, I don't even know what you've said to me there. Lick, sweet, Boz, order blocks, and what's the BB? I don't use any of these technical terms, so um, probably not best. I'm very basic in the way that I trade, and a lot of it now is different. Like I posted a video the other day, so like my old stuff, you can use that. It will work in, you know, it got me to a certain level, but then eventually, once you've been in the market a long time, you'll realize that it's not all about just the technical analysis side. And check Tau. Sure. Haven't looked at this chart in a long time. Oh, it took a huge pullback. Hmm. I hate the way Tau trades, to be honest with you. I still own um, a bag from like 220s. Decent. That was decent. I guess the technical analysis side will be like, well, can we do something like that? I would probably lean towards this still going lower though. This looks like I don't think this looks like it's ready for a reversal right now. But I don't know. It doesn't look like a trade zone on any part, short or long, for me here. Yeah, so Pepe, I mean, the longer it stays here and doesn't break down is good, but the momentum does look like it wants a breakdown. But at the same time, we're in conditions where a lot of coins will look like that before legging up again. But it doesn't look the prettiest at the moment. But I also wouldn't want to short it either, because it could just very much be, again, like I said with BTC, where you just chop, momentum resets, people over position, and then you just do something like that, or vice versa. I wouldn't want to short it at the moment. Eventually, you kind of want to just see this put in a play to the upside, ideally, but it's also very awkward. Sold to 500 or Mill to win the league, mate. Listen, I'll give every penny I have to do a year in the Prem. Some things are better than money, mate. Just give me that. That's something that money can't buy. A year in the Prem. How was the feeling to make some? To be honest, like I don't know, not like you would expect it to feel better than it did. But I've been in the game a long time, so I've done all the emotions of it. Like it didn't feel not like earning my first 100K was way better than earning. Well, I say earning like 100K just overall felt way better than earning 1 million in a day, for example. You'll learn that the longer in the markets, you start to like your dopamine receptors will die. So it is what it is, and the only way you're going to fix your dopamine receptors is by coming away from the market. So um, is what it is. You've just got to try and do a good job of understanding the value of money to others. Is probably a good way of trying to look at it. Your family members and things like that. But it's difficult. The crypto will kill your dopamine receptors. How long did it take to make your first 100K? Oh, fucking ages, mate. But yeah, like it's not my first million. It was just in a day. So again, that probably isn't. Felt good, but it's just the game's a game. You can easily lose it in a day if something goes really wrong. I'd like to not think so because I'm not really positioned for that to ever happen. But it was just kind of a bit of luck as well. I was positioned well on the Coinbase stuff, so. But I wouldn't call it lucky because I also was speculating on these things to happen, so it was just good timing. Let's check what's moving on the day anyway. Wog is a mover on the day, which is good for us to see. I think BTC should bounce from when we said. Let me go back to BTC a second because I think that was probably the dip of the day done. If it was, we'll see. We'll see how Monday opens in the New York session. If we're gonna break past 93, that could be it for today. I don't know. Like I said, I think this week, like if you're positioned on my position from 87 and you're positioned on Solana, then less is more. Because I think, if BTC runs, then Sol's going to run as well. If BTC chops, Solana will probably not move, like dip much, and then have higher bounces. So what you end up finding when an asset against BTC is starting to gain strength. So if we go and look at we go and look at this now, you see how Solana against Bitcoin looks like pre-breakout versus the USDT chart. So if you just compare the two, if BTC chops, Solana BTC is going to move either way. So it's just now in one of those things where you don't overtrade, you just let the money come to you. You should all be positioned on Solana from lower at this point. I would generally lean to say it's probably unacceptable that if someone said to me they've been in the market for the last few months and has not got a position on Sol. So yeah, now you're just looking for that expansion on this in line with the USDT pair. We break all-time high on the USDT pair, BTC pair then starts to break up, and then that's maybe where having history on a pair trade is good, because you might expect some resistance on the USDT pair once Solana starts getting up to these regions of 37 and 46 on the BTC pair. Because often people will ask, well, how do I know when to TP when you're in all-time high? You don't, unless sometimes, and not always, you've got historic data on the BTC pair. And this often happens when you're going into like an alt season phase of a cycle, and you can look at the old BTC pairs. You might find that sometimes these can be points that are all right to take profits. So yeah, for me, it's just patience now. This will expand, but like if you're long in here on leverage, it's awkward, for example. Whereas you should all just be very positioned in spot from before. Yeah, it was stopped at entry. Target price for some, I don't know. Should go towards 400, 360s or something like that. That'd be good. I kind of like to do it on a time basis, because if we're just going to expand into January, February, then that's kind of where I'll start to take stuff out, unless something glaringly obvious is there. Then I like to just trade on a time basis as well. Yeah, sometimes it's as simple as this. You know, doesn't really get much easier. But MISTR has 240k priced in. Yeah, but like, we don't gain. This is the thing with like those type of speculations. Like, will BTC go to that price at some point? Yes, but then that could be an effect of inflation and things like that. So 240k there like now isn't 250 like 40k in the future. Like, there's no real edge in speculating so far wide. You know, just take it as it comes. Like, unless you're like positioned like so low that you're, you know, it doesn't matter. Then like on BTC, for example, you know, if you're saying, well, I've been in, I don't know, since 10k or 15ks or 20ks, then you can just hold that anyway. It doesn't matter too much. But like Would you buy a 90k BTC to target 240k BTC? I don't think I would personally, but Mara, a Bitcoin mining company, to raise 700 million in convertible notes, primarily to purchase Bitcoin. Press release just dropped. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't necessarily need to be a bigger drop. I just don't think there's anything super appealing to pile into now, like other than Sol and Sue, which I'm already in. There's not a lot of alts that I'd like to pile into unless you was obviously pre-positioned on the memes, for example. That's why it makes it a lot easier to jump into the flushes, but a lot of alts also don't look good. And no, I already own Tau at 220, 222, I think. Yeah, see, Jut will move. Radium. I fumbled hard. I positioned on that at like $2, 1.8 or something, and it's just rallied out of its mind. But I closed it like a week before. You can kind of speculate like that. I started piling into Radium because I thought it was undervalued against the others with the amount of volume that stuff has been doing on chain. So it was kind of just a big fumble on my half. But yeah, I think there'll be a rotational play with Sol and Sue for sure. I'd like to. What I'd really like to see is Sue to like, and this is me. I'm already hold it, but if Sue can hold weakness relative against Sol, so if you just get like a pairing, so like if oh fuck, so like on an intraday basis, you want to see this weakness to continue on Sue and Sol. Sol to have that expansive move, maybe into where I said on the BTC pair. Then you can just rotate some funds into Sue, like rotate the spot, and then look for that beta there. That's kind of how I want to play it. I want to just rotate a lot of my Sol into Sue after an expansive move because I think the upside on Sue is actually more percentage wise. I think you can easily get probably a 2-3x out of Sue way easier than you can Solana. Any new video? No, not. I'm waiting. It's got to come naturally. I need to liquidate someone. That's what it is. Maybe it'll be someone in the group. I've made some enemies over the years. I remember everything. I'm just waiting in the shadows. Or something like that, yeah. So just keep an eye on something like this with the expansion of Solana, and we'll try and rotate some funds into it. I don't know because it's very much likely that it continues to grind up. But really, what we're just wanting to catch is that big momentum. It doesn't matter if you miss like the slow grinding up. If you can enter just before that momentum kicks in, and then you're not just sitting in like that's kind of how I like to try and catch things. Where is the chart? Yeah, I don't think you're going to get too much of a drop on it. Is the issue? You can set some stinks maybe down here if you're like we'd have to get a real flush in the market, but set some stinks maybe down here. I'm positioned from like 2.2, so it's a little bit different. But I would definitely like if we flush into any of this, I'll uh, I'll add. But yeah, it's just more about trying to because I think that's what the rotation will be. I'm fairly confident that Solana should have that impulse up, and then maybe we flush, and then this takes the lead from wherever it is at the time. It could be up here, and then but this will go to double digits. I think fairly sure. I already looked at sale. No trade zone. Nothing to say about Bonk either. It's just strong. People are speculating on the listing stuff, so it might not get much of a pump as we'd like. Near, fine, just hit that resistance. You just kind of want it to consolidate here for a while, then move up. More focused on the higher time frame chart. We want to start getting a weekly close above 6.5 ish, and then that could lead to um, higher. A lot of people have slept on this, had such a good monthly into this. You'd expect it to slow down now, but if it starts getting above this region, it might get nutty. But for now, historically difficult. But above that, fireworks. Yeah, I've had a look at some. It's quite liquid for me to trade Slurf. But what's the issue? Yeah, what other coins do I look at? There's another coin that I often watch. I don't trade it much because of liquidity, but often. So again, it's just game theory. A coin like this is what they like to pay people at the right time. So just keep an eye on it. Probably it's not been as strong as I'd expect yet, but it wouldn't surprise me if they start running a marketing scheme at some point, paying people. So maybe if you get a little opportunity in there, you can take a spot play up to here. I like to look at coins like that you think um, could be, pay people. You just try and get in before that starts. I haven't looked at this in ages. I was hoping for the double bottom, but we kicked on. I don't like this coin though. I always get asked about it. I really don't like trading this coin. CRV, like this is something I noticed, and I guess it can move. I remember covering it before when it reclaimed this. The issue is right is I just feel like your eyes are in the wrong place, and that's not me saying that like because look how low it is. That's not me saying that he couldn't have like a gnarly move over the course of months, but I feel like your eyes always need to be where the momentum is. I would much rather buy something that structurally looks like this in the highs than I would buy something that looks like this when the market's good, because you're going to get the momentum of the market with assets like this. This is where the eyes are. Assets that are doing this, the eyes aren't there yet, and until that momentum kicks in, you're not going to really get any juice out of it. So you could be sitting in this for a month before it moves. I could be sitting in this for 5 minutes before it moves. So you've got to really try and define the coins that you're looking at in these conditions, because the best thing about these conditions is the fact that we finally have good like fucking volatility and momentum in stuff. The reason you lose money all year is because you try and trade things when there's little volatility, slow bleed, chop, no momentum, no matter what you trade. Whereas when you go into periods like this, you start getting these coins that are ripping 20 fucking 30% in one candle. But then you're sitting there saying, well, okay, well, structurally this looks good, yes. But is it going to move? Is there momentum coming into it? Probably, like at the moment, no. So, like, your opportunity cost, especially if you're like someone with a lower portfolio. And I know, like, there's always this shit like risk management and all that, but the beauty about crypto is that the amount of percentage moves you can get out. So like if I'm low portfolio, I want to pile into something that's high conviction. Like I want to be piled into Solana that's going to rip, and then I can rotate my funds out of it. I don't want to pile into things like CRV. I want to pile into things that are actually going to earn me money, like fast, I guess. And it's kind of bad advice in some ways, because you the long way is always the best way. But when the crypto is like this is why you trade it. Otherwise, you just go and trade stock market. The reason that we're in crypto, or in my personal view, is because of the moves that it puts in when the conditions are like this. Otherwise, if you just want to be a trader as such, just go and trade the stock market. It's a lot easier. It's a lot more peaceful. So if you want to just trade slow moving assets, then go and trade things like that and gold and whatever. Although gold's been up all year. Whereas crypto, your main goal is to be in these assets when the momentum's here. Yeah, or Ethereum, yeah. No, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with them. I'm just telling you where your decision should be when the market's like this. Link actually looks alright. I don't know if that's a good thing historically, but that's look bad. I think most of us are just tired of this coin, aren't we? Yeah. I think he's underwater in a SPX short or something, yeah. I'm sorry, brother. Yeah, actually, let's have a look at ton. I haven't looked at ton in a while. I feel like because of that thing where the Telegram have to like leak all your info and stuff, it kind of like killed it. It's not bad, but it's also like again like that momentum thing I was talking about. Consolidation here can be good though, but I don't think I'd trade it. 0 basically. Yeah, Pepe's just chopping. It's making it look like you want to short it, but I wouldn't short it. Just really awkward at the moment. Luna, I don't know about price targets. I hold a spot bag from lower just because the market can be retarded. I thought, well, if they ever run a redemption play, I'll just hold a bag from the bottom and forget about it. I have no idea what W fog is. I don't really get Rune's PA to be honest. I don't get it. I've stopped trading it. I don't get the PA. Every time I think it looks good, ever since I caught that big move to here, after that I've kind of just tried to avoid it. Because higher time frame will give you a better understanding structurally of where we're at, and then you can just look to position on the lower time frame. Just kind of what I like to do. Again, we just go back to Solana. Um, just structurally, it just tells you where we are. We're on a monthly breakout, and then obviously from that point you go into lower time frames, and then you try and find positions off of that. Don't know. I spoke about this when I first joined back about how coins will vertically accumulate and expand, and that's kind of what we're getting across the board. So then you just try and look to position on that. Whereas in bad conditions, they'll just do that. In good conditions, it's accumulation for expansion. I posted a video of what it is, like for the most part. There's a couple bits added to it, but it's quite simple. Just 4-hour hammers, 50 RSI. It's nothing. It's nothing complicated. I don't really use it as much anymore, but I like it when I get confluence with it. It's good. Like I feel like it's really good if you're just like I don't know in the middle of your trading career or at the start and you're starting to understand the concepts of market structure. Is yeah, I only use it 4 hour and above. It's only ever had 2 signals on BTC, and they were both crazy good on the high time. But the thing is, there's loads of losers as well because it's a confluence thing. So it's only going to be used when all the surrounding factors are there. Like if you're in a chop market, it's not good because you could just be sitting on the 50 RSI for fucking 3 days. And it does this and then just flags loads of times and then does that. That is, you've got to know kind of when the right times are to use it. It was more just an automation thing because I couldn't watch all the charts. No, honestly, bro, if the crypto market is going up, my betting balance is going down. I've actually done a good job of not betting since we've been going up because I just get smashed to bits. As it is the curse is real. You'll know when I start winning bets, just short the market. God won't let me win both at the same time. The universe is just cop blocked me. All right, what else has been moving? I've got about 5 minutes, 10 minutes max, and I've got to go physio. I can't trade degen. Very liquid, I think. Do I even have it on? I saw it was scamming recently, but I don't think I'll be able to. Yeah, man, why do you ask me these things? My system longed it, but what am I meant to do with this? It's got the mother of all TWAPs on it. I'm 6k down on this dump under press. Just got to stop being gay. Get over it, earn it back. All the money you lost probably was your fault, so you just got to not make the same mistakes. You probably piled into leverage on something and then got flushed out on like 20x. I'm quite excited for the first real. God, that looks good. But let's have a look at this. This was an old scam coin. I haven't looked at this in probably like a year. It doesn't do it as much anymore. This used to put in some gnarly fucking scams, man. That cat. I don't know. Some of these coins are hard to say because they're liquid, so it's a little bit different. Like how they trade, obviously compared to like a multi-billion market cap. If you have see, I can't answer things like this. 100k into like I'm not like a financial advisor, but the obvious plays are there like Solana, but again, it feels like everyone always wants to launch loads of money in as you're going up. Like these coins haven't changed. The only thing that's changed is the price has gone up. The volume of Solana has been there for months. So it's very difficult to be like, yeah, pile in everything at $250, even though I think it's going to 400. Whereas if you're jumping in 180s or even at that high rather than all the way at the bottom, it's a lot easier to say. But It'll be quite hard to lose on Solana unless we have a fucking catastrophic event that liquidates us all. Yeah, that might be good for a thing. With trades like shit, I'll be honest, I don't fucking like with. I hate trading it. Trades like shit. I've got stop break even on my entry. Ever since that listing and the volume wasn't nowhere near close to Pepe, I've just not into it. MicroStrategy bought 4.6 billion of Bitcoin over the past week. Oh no, everyone's going to be like, we've topped, dump it. And then we'll just rebounce back up. Yeah, if we dump on this announcement, and I'm pretty sure you just long it for free money. See where it goes. If we don't even take that low, then we'll just go and fill this impulse candle relatively easy. RLC, no, I can't trade that one either. So, like, I have to be somewhat responsible since coming back. Like, there's a lot more members in here as well, so I don't want to start saying, "Yeah, man, this looks good," and then all of a sudden you put in a fucking 10% candle, and I can easily just trade the liquid ones, and then we're all happy. Bit slower to earn money, but at least no one gets wrecked. I miss the days where I was in the trenches of those coins. It was so much easier to get the scam moves. Just put 2k in something, and then it rips 20% in one candle. That was fun. If we don't break down much from this, and the fact that Sailor just announced he bought, so people will be closing and shorting, we'll go and fill back up to this. I'm gonna see if it rounds off. Same shit every time now. See round off in this area. No, I got stopped flat. I just wanted to see if it could time a reversal on the low time frames, but it's probably not going to happen until BTC's. Honestly, Ethereum will probably not trade great until there's a good call off period for BTC. Right, I need to shoot. I've got to go, but speak soon. And we will go here, I'm pretty sure. Peace.